Hey, welcome back to another episode of Caffeinated CX, where we talk about customer experience and stuff, all in a hyper caffeinated state. I'm David, the Caffeinated CXO, and I'll be your host on Caffeinated CX because I'm the host of Caffeinated CX. And it would be weird if I wasn't the host, I guess. I don't know, dude. So, before we begin, I just want to announce I wrote another book. And it is called Steel and Soul, a journey of customer-centric enlightenment. In this thrilling business fable, reading from the back, join our hero, Ren Ironheart, as he transforms from a transactional merchant only in the game for profit to a paragon of customer centricity. That's what the book is about. There is thrills, there are devious, evil, rival merchants, there's wizards, and all that jazz. So, if you like that kind of thing, or if you just, like business fables, if you like sword and sorcery, or if you like customer centricity, give it a shot. It's $4.99. And don't forget about my other book, The Blue Collar Call Center, $5 on Amazon. Yeah, there we go. That's housekeeping. So, today we're going to be talking about three different things. And they're all the same thing, or same concept. But, there's three. There's three of them. So, it is what it is. Leave me alone. So, there is IQ. There is EQ, right? There's the Intelligence Quotient. There is the Emotional Intelligence Quotient. And then there is the Adversity Quotient or the Control Quotient. And we're going to talk about them, what they mean for your business, for your contact centers. And yeah, so, and in the book, The Effortless Experience, which is right here, by Matthew Dixon, Nick Toman, and Rick DeLisi, they go over them. And yeah, I wanted to, go over that with you guys because I love you. So we're going. I'm just going to read from the book, if that's not too boring for you. If you've ever heard the audio book of The Effortless Experience, this might sound redundant, or if you've ever read it, you already know. So, our findings came as the result of two analytic processes. By performing factor analysis, we were able to see that this long list of skills clustered very neatly into four statistically defined categories. Each of them had common characteristics and natural relationships. Then, by conducting regression analysis, we were able to answer the key study question by clearly seeing which one of the four factors has the biggest impact on increasing rep performance in today's customer environment, and we'll reveal them in inverse order of impact. The first clustered factor consisted of four skills: curious, creative, capable of critical thinking, and experimental. These four, grouped together, fell neatly into the area most of us think of as advanced problem solving, or IQ. Our analysis shows that being better than average in this area increases rep performance by 3.6%. So think of this as a 3.6% improvement in CSAT, or Net Promoter Score, or a 3.6% reduction in customer effort. And virtually every company we've ever worked with has told us that a 3.6 improvement in rep performance would be a significant lift in their overall customer experience metrics. So, remember, IQ ranked the lowest of the four groupings. So the news only gets better from here. So the next grouping consists of 6 skills: demonstrates product knowledge, demonstrates technological expertise, communicates confidently, communicates clearly, asks good questions, and capable of multitasking. We describe this cluster as basic skills and behaviors. These are the foundational skills most leaders would expect service reps to have, right? Reps who are superior in this area perform 5.1% better. And that only makes sense. So, but as important as the basics are, the third factor represents a slightly bigger lift. This one is also comprised of 6 skills: being empathetic, able to flex to different personality types, has customer service ethic, extroverted, advocates for the customer, persuasive. Now, that's, of course, usually characterized as emotional intelligence, or EQ. The impact of that factor represents a performance boost of 5.4%. So EQ has a slightly bigger impact than IQ, or basic skills and behaviors, but the difference is marginal, right? And if there were the only 3 focus areas to consider, it would be hard to make a strong recommendation that any one of these would be obvious logical choice for companies to emphasize in their hiring and training. But they've discovered, people in the book, that those aren't the only 3 choices. There's a fourth. And the fourth factor, a previously unidentified missing link, has a significantly larger impact than any of the other 3. In fact, its impact is bigger than any 2 of the others combined. It is made up of 5 skills and behaviors: resilience, able to handle high pressure situations without becoming burnt out, takes responsibility for their own actions, responds well to constructive criticism by managers, and able to concentrate on tasks over an extended period of time. These 5 skills, clustered together, broke apart from all the other factors. This was the finding we certainly did not expect, people in the book. So we spent considerable time looking at this cluster of skills and coming to some hypotheses about why it is so important. We called this fourth factor the control quotient, or CQ. Let's talk about why we call it this and why we believe it is so impactful in today's customer service interactions. It has become increasingly obvious that one of the key elements for success in today's complex customer environment is a frontline rep's ability to take control over their interactions with customers. They must be able to engage fully in often challenging personal situations with people who may be having an emotional reaction to a problem or issue. Often, the emotions of the moment are exacerbated by the inability of the company to fully resolve that issue. Envision a situation where a customer is told that their broken product is no longer under warranty and the company cannot help them beyond selling them a replacement. Or where a hotel guest is told that the extra room they need for a big family event are not available, and the best solution is to send the additional family members to a different hotel across town. The ability to keep one's cool in situations like those, to use positive language skills and alternative positioning in order to create an emotional connection with customers in complex, challenging situations, requires a great degree of personal control. More importantly, frontline reps quickly realize that it is impossible to fully satisfy every customer request. Sometimes the company simply cannot offer a customer the solution they need, and the best that can be done is to emphasize and wish them well. The backlash and emotional outbursts from customers in situations like this can groove a deep scar in the psyche of some reps, particularly those who are not resilient and are unable to control their own emotional reactions. So, that leads me back to a couple of episodes I've done. One, I think I've done an episode on EQ, IQ, and AQ, or CQ in this case. Same thing, right? I've also talked about the bringing stoicism into the call center, right? Which I think is vitally important, right? The tenets and the practices of the Stoics will really make a difference if people are receptive to it. But this also goes, or should go, into how you hire your customer service team, right? You want to have people with massive amounts of emotional intelligence, massive amounts of control intelligence, or CQ. You want them to have basic skills. I mean, that's a must. They have to know how to turn a computer on and, navigate CRMs, right? Most CRMs can be taught in like an hour or so, at least the basics, but you want people that can remember stuff and, know how to operate a computer. So, it goes without saying, right? Some basic internet knowledge, stuff like that. And you want people that can problem solve, so IQ, but you really want people that can emphasize and have empathy for the customers and you want them to be able to maintain that level of emotional intelligence and you know, good customer service, even after they've taken a few bad calls or dealt with a few complicated situations. So look at that, turning the difficulty on easy. Look at that. Game is hard, man. Anyway, if you're not watching this on YouTube or Spotify, you have no idea what I'm talking about. That's okay. So you want to hire for CQ and EQ. That should be your main thing, and you can do this with the DISC personality assessment, right? What you want to look for are people with high I's and high C's. Or no, I'm sorry, that was wrong. High I's and high S, right? So influence and steadfastness. That's who you're looking for, right? For the normal customer service roles. Now, if you have a lot of compliance that goes into it, you might want to get some high C's in there. Or if you're in a sales center, you want high D's, right? You want the big D's for your sales team. But for customer service and, you know, taking customer service calls, you want the high I and the high S's, right? And you can send this out before the interview, right? You can have them take it during the interview. What's that? You can, and the DISC, I mean, you can, there's a free version on like Tony Robbins' site, but you really want to make sure that you're stocked up with the right people, and the right people have high EQ and high CQ. Average IQ, maybe a little bit above average if you want that, and then they have to have the basic skills, right? It is frustrating, especially in a class setting, when everybody else is getting what how to navigate the CRM or how to navigate the script trees or the call paths and everything, and then there's one person that's just not getting it, and it's frustrating not only to the trainer, of course, but that's the least of the concerns. It's frustrating to the rest of the class, and it's probably doubly frustrating for the person that doesn't get it. And you shouldn't put them in that position. You should have at least a basics test, right? Or, in the interview, ask them how certain things work, stuff like that. So, is what it is. But there we go. So high EQ, high CQ, average or above IQ, and people with basic skills, right? So that they can talk and, operate email or CRM, stuff like that. So that's today's episode of Caffeinated CX. If you got anything out of it, or you just like me reading books, or, footage of Icewind Dale in this case, go ahead and share, comment, review, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Caffeinated CX.